I'm John Holmes with Holmes Hobbies, and today, by popular request, we are going to go over the Magnum Motors, my favorite brushed motor. So if we look at this tray of motors, you may not even notice the Magnum in there. I'll give you a hint. It's the only one without a sticker. It looks like a normal Sagami style motor. We can take a look at all these other ones, and you probably wouldn't know the difference until I take it apart. So let's go through what makes a Magnum motor special. First off, I'll go ahead and show you the armatures. This is the Torque Master Magnum in my left hand, and in my right hand is a normal Torque Master armature. And you may notice the biggest difference between them is the diameter of the armature, and that is pretty much what drives the difference between a Magnum and a normal motor. So let's just take our Magnum motor apart, and this one's a prototype pretty much, so it's not fully assembled. It doesn't have the magnets glued in, but it is good for illustration. Now, if we take a look down the barrel, you can see that there is really thin magnets and a really big armature inside, and that is where we get the torque density of the Magnum. I'll just kind of yank this out. There we go. There's a 5-slot. We do offer them in Crawl Master styles and Torque Master styles. And if we take a look down the barrel of that can, you can see just how thin those magnets are. And if we compare it to a normal Sagami style can, you can see that the Sagami has essentially thick ceramic magnets. They're FB9s in this particular one. And then in mine, I have a secret breed of neodymium magnets. They're more expensive, of course, and it's a little harder to manufacture them. We do the manufacturing of these in-house. We hand wind them in-house. And essentially what you get is a motor that has much higher torque density. It feels really smooth on startup because of how I engineered them. That's what we want for a crawler. And it is pretty much a sleeper motor. You wouldn't know by looking at this that it has so much magnet inside. You could throw this into a comp rig and get that really good performance and feel that you want without letting people know that you're running a custom motor like this. Let's see. So besides being hand wound, having big torque and smooth startup, that's pretty much our benefits of it. Now, the downside of this is the cost. These take us a long time to manufacture. They are a pain in the butt to wind. It's a pain in the butt to get these magnets in because they're super strong. We have to jig them in and get that done. And so it's higher cost because it is harder to manufacture and it is higher cost of materials. Another downside is that these do have a slightly higher idle amp draw. And the reason for this is for any particular RPM that an armature would be spinning, the Magnum has a higher surface velocity on it because of the larger diameter. It's like having a bigger wheel. For any given RPM, the bigger the wheel, the faster the wheel is going to be spinning on the edges. And the faster that you move an armature lamination past magnets, the more idle amp draw losses that you will have. So that is a downside, but it's not that much. It's about 10 to 15% on the Magnum. Most people don't notice a difference in runtime unless you end up using the torque and having more power. Then your runtime may actually go down, but you're using that power, so it's on tap for you. Besides that, really the worst part about this is that they drive so solid, they have such a unique feel to them that you may get addicted to it and you want to put it in all of your rigs. That is a problem that I have with the Magnums. I kind of have to force myself to choose other motors because I love the way that these drive and feel. We do offer these in a 3-slot and 5-slot version, a Torque Master and Crawl Master version. The 5-slot, just like all of our other motors, has better torque density. We only go up to 38 turn on that because once we go faster than 38 turn, the startup just really does not get smooth. So I only offer it up to 38 turn. I am trying to refine the magnetics a little bit more to get a little bit faster than that. So we have the 5-slot version, which is available in, I believe, a 20 turn through a 13 turn currently. So you can get about 150% more wheel speed out of the Crawl Master version. You get even smoother startup, but it doesn't quite have the torque density. It doesn't quite have the extreme drag brake that the Torque Master version would have. But my preference is still the Crawl Master version of it. I love it. 13 turn is my personal preference if you're interested in that. So that really explains the major differences in the Magnum, why they are a special motor, why they cost so much to manufacture, and why I love them so much. So without further ado, I thank you for tuning in, and hopefully that helps you understand the Magnum Motors.